in the United States, even the price tag lies. It is never ever what it seems. When something says it is $10, it is hardly ever $10. There are fees associated to everything inside the US. So, what am I talking about? If you go to Harbor Freight and you see a tool, it is $10. What do they add? They add taxes. If you're going to go to a restaurant, they got all these junk fees. Car dealer have these junk fees, restaurant have these junk fees, and we're going to talk about it because we're seeing crazy stuff where people go to restaurants just like these ones here, and what are they seeing? They're seeing a 4% healthcare fee, a carryout fee, a service fee, then taxes and tips. And so by the time you leave the store, you've paid $14, $15, $16, what was actually advertised as $10. The illusion of affordability, and this is how America is getting nickel and dimed like you wouldn't believe. So I asked you guys yesterday in my poll, do you think America has just become too expensive to live in? And this has been from 400 votes. A lot of you guys said yes, completely overpriced. 76% said absolutely overpriced. And another 16% said somewhat overpriced. So we're looking at an insane amount of people, almost 90% of people saying it is way too overpriced. And only 1% said still affordable for now. No, people just spend too much was another 7%. And if you want to be involved in these polls, if you want to be featured in my videos with these polls, please make sure to like and subscribe, put that bell notification on so you can also be featured in a video if you would like that. So here are some of the comments. Been looking into moving overseas for over a year now because the prices have just gotten out of hand. I said affordable for now only because I live in the lowest COL cities. For the most part, it is absurd. And so they're saying that this is just absolutely ridiculous and something needs to change. So where I'm from, Switzerland, when something says it's $10, it is $10. And they're not going to say, oh, there's a convenience fee, there's this fee, there's that fee. So there's no surprise when you get the tab. In the US, there's a surprise every time. There's, hey, let's tip. Hey, there's an adjustment for cost of living fee. There's everything. And when you're starting to look into it, the $10 price tag turns into $20 real quick. The price tag is just the beginning of the bill. It's not the final number. And that's not just restaurants, it's everything. It's hotels, it's airlines, it's utilities, it's delivery, even medical bill. They all have these hidden junk fees that are just nickeling and diming Americans. It is absolutely crazy. And now I got two videos basically showcasing people are saying that this is insane. I can't do it anymore. These nickel and dime prices are just absolutely absurd. So let's watch a video of this woman basically talking about that there's a healthcare fee associated with her food order.
Our restaurant bill had a 4% charge for health insurance or staff wellness. And I've been seeing this on the receipts of restaurants all over San Diego. They're allowed to put it on there, but you can't be forced to pay it. If you ask them to take it off, they have to remove it. Also seen some places put a $2 water donation fee if you drink water. There's a new California law, SB 478, that's supposed to go into effect July 1st, that's supposed to block these junk fees. Basically saying they're not allowed to advertise a lower fee and then tack off junk fees that you didn't know or expect, except for government taxes and government fees. So to me, that sounds like they're going to have to embed it into the price of food, and they won't be able to put these health care wellness 4% surcharges on our bills anymore. But have you seen that in other states besides California? The big thing is you don't have to pay that surcharge, that 4%. It says it's supposed to say on the bottom of your receipt, please ask the server for this to be removed if you do not want to pay. But that's putting the customer in a really awkward place. It's already awkward enough that they make you fill out the tip thing in front of the server as they pass you the touchscreen swiper, and they're just waiting and looking at you saying, I hope you have a great day. Anyway, if we go into a restaurant and know that we're going to have to pay 20% for tip, 4% for a surcharge, we basically have to look at the price of a meal and say, okay, I have to add 25% on top of that. And taxes.
So yeah, so you've seen it. They're adding charges everywhere. $10, 4% wellness charge, then there's a tip, and then there's taxes. And they're doing it in a sneaky way now where the tip is after the taxes. So you're basically tipping on top of the taxes, and this can compound real quick. So you're going to pay so much more for that $10 meal. It's going to be $20. So this is reality. And now they have water donation charges and everything else. So you've seen it. It is happening all over. And this isn't even when you're dining in. No, it's also takeout. So I had to stop this video real quick because I'm walking here. And like I said in my video yesterday, everybody gets their food from Cisco. So this wasn't planned, but this Cisco truck, like I said, they reheat everything. And like I've been telling you guys, Cisco, the number one supplier, and the competition now is who can heat up the food the best. But let's continue on with this video.
Like, do I need to bring my own container now when I get a takeout order? I got to bring my own bag, my own container, and make sure that it's not hidden in the bill because this is what happened. Costs of things are getting out of control. Aside from everybody needing a tip, now during takeout, this woman wanted to charge me $1 for the takeout container. So she's showing you the bill, and I'm like, what is that dollar for? Oh, that's for the takeout container, the bag, and the silverware. I said, I don't want that. I said, just I want the sandwich and I want it maybe wrapped in foil. Like before you gave that to me without charging me $1. And if you're gonna charge me for it, put it in the price. I don't want to see it because if I see it, I'm gonna lose my shit. What I also thought was weird is I ordered a sandwich, it was $13.99, and she goes, okay, I'll be right back. Where are you going? She goes, I gotta go figure it out in the back. What? $13.99 plus tax. I think your calculator right in front of you. What am I missing? So as consumers, I think we need to start pushing back. We need to say something. So I said something and she took it off. You got to say something because this is getting out of control.
We've reached a point where restaurants can't raise menu prices anymore, so they got to implement these fees because there's only so much you're willing to spend on a meal out that it's not worth it anymore. And so what do? You have to add on all these junk fees to stay afloat. And the system is designed to make you feel guilty for asking where your money went and how is this possible? Why should I pay 4% in wellness fees? Why should I pay a water donation fee? And that's what they're doing. They're trying to make you feel guilty to not ask these questions. And from a European perspective, it is just absolutely crazy. No extra costs, no extra taxes, no tips, no guilt. You go, you want to enjoy it. And for me, all of a sudden, I feel like this is not how eating out's supposed to be. You don't want to look at the bill and be surprised because they advertised, oh, it's $9, it's $10 plus $2 worth of drink. That's $12. All of a sudden, you found out that actually this was just to get you in the door price. Comes to find out that afterwards it was $20, $30 because there's 10% tax. Then there is some more fees that they're just keep on tacking on. And so from a European standpoint, get rid of those fees and just include it all in the price. But car dealers do it. Everybody does it to just get you in the door. Because if you'd advertised the right price at the beginning, nobody would come up. And that's why tourists are shocked. They get sticker shocked. America is all smoke and mirrors, an economy built on pretending things cost less than they do. Car dealers do it. When you go to car gurus, you go to cars.com, you look at it, they advertise, oh, super, super inexpensive. They discounted the car $8,000, $9,000. Get you in the door. All of a sudden they say, haha, fooled you. Here's another $4,000 worth of ads on. And it's like, oh, crazy. This is not supposed to happen. And at the point now, they should just say, we'll give you a free car. The car will discount it's cost $100,000. We'll give you a $99,000 discount, but we're going to add on all these other fees. It's going to be a nitrogen tire fee that, that they didn't have, right? That they didn't do. And then, oh, we disassembled the car in the back and we rebuilt it. So you get the car from the manufacturer free, but then we've rebuilt it. So there you go, $99,000 again. They add everything back onto it, and it is an absolute disgrace. And some of it has to do with private equity, because I keep saying it, private equity is ruining everything. But the nickel and diming prices didn't happen by accident. It's part of the bigger shift when private equity is taken over. It used to be the restaurants, hotel, grocery chains were run by people who cared about the food, who cared about the service. Now they're owned by investor firms who only care about one thing: profitability, extortion, getting you to pay everything. So we're going to look at a clip from this woman at Subway, and she's going to explain to us how private equity is in the process of ruining Subway.
Real quick, I want to show you what happens when private equity comes in and buys up a major franchise. Now, remember, franchises, a company owns the name, the intellectual property, the training materials, but individual, everyday, hardworking Americans own the individual locations. Private equity acquires that name. Those individual locations have no say in that. Now, it has been less than 3 months since Subway closed with Roark. Now, Roark already owns Arby's. They already own Jimmy John's. They already own 2 other deli brands, right? And they're creating a massive monopoly. But less than 3 months after they bought Subway, now you can buy all of the Subway sandwich sauces, all the sauces that made each of their recipes special or original or unique. You can now buy on sale for $3.99. That is less than half the price of a single sandwich. And what's killing me is that so now you can make it at home, which I love being able to afford to do things at home, but they are competing with their own franchisees. But why? Why would they do that? Especially when this Subway is literally in the same parking lot that I'm in. They do that because the Subway owners only pay 3 to 4% in royalties. So when you sell a $10 sandwich, they're only getting 40 cents. But when they sell this bottle, they're getting 100% of the licensing and profits. So they are circumventing their franchisees to squeeze more money out. And in the process, they're making it so that it looks less affordable to eat for their franchisees. But they're still getting their money. They got to make back that $8.5 billion. And so the franchisees suffer, the communities suffer. They find ways to circumvent and go straight to the customers. And small businesses always pay the price for private equity's greed.
Yep. So you heard her. She's like, this is how it goes. They're trying to say, hey, you can get the sauce for $2. And so it makes the sandwich look super unaffordable. And this is what we're talking about. The corporate math just doesn't math up. Every company figured out now that they can't raise prices forever. And they're starting slicing costs and charging fees, because that's how you can basically pull the wool over some people's eyes and say, you know what? This is how it's going to go. And that is how you get a $4.99 fuel charge fee, $3 maintenance fee, a $9 resort fee. The hidden true cost to protect the brand, the image, and pass the difference on to you. So you've seen it. All they do is pass the fees on to you. Private equity made the US economy operate like a casino. Everything's a skim off the top. That's what I've been telling you guys. They always want their fair share. And if they can't get it with just increasing prices, what do? They just go out and charge you fees. And this has to stop, because now they just basically legalized robbery as a business. It's financial extortion. And this is why so many people feel like they're working harder and getting nowhere. You pay for parking, you pay for parking at your doctor's appointment, you pay for paper statements, you pay to talk to customer service. And this is what it feels like living inside the United States. It is basically, oh, you can get this for $9. Comes to find out, it's nowhere near close to that. But car dealers do it, healthcare does it, and now restaurants and everything else does it. You even saw Wendy's and these other stores trying to do surcharge pricing, where it's on demand. So if there's no demand in one location, let's just knock the price down a little bit so you drive a little bit to then go there. And it is just absolutely insanity. But I've been telling my audience for a long time, like, this is where we're going. You need to increase those fees. You need to increase everything to stay profitable, to keep the ball rolling. Because if you show them the true price up front, nobody will do it. And this is also how people get stuck up in these in these cars that they can't afford, because before they went in, they got pricing on some of these cars. Oh, I want a new Tacoma. Oh, I want a new Jeep. And it looks nice on paper. And it's like, yeah, I can afford the price that's advertised online. Comes to find out there's 10% taxes. Then there's this. Then there's that. Then there's nitrogen in the tires. Then there's this. And then there's the recondition package. And this is what we've normalized in the US. And if you're thinking the government's going to come and help you out, you're wrong. They should have abandoned that long time. It should be the price you see, the price you pay, and you're out. But nope, we started like, oh, let's have the lowest price advertising. That's where you go. And this is what's happening. And they then all of a sudden keep increasing the fee, keep increasing it, keep increasing it. So the best price you see is never the price you pay. So you, as a consumer, have to wake up. This is what's happening when capital stops building and starts harvesting, when ownership moves from people to funds, and the they change the goalpost while you're playing the game. It's not about making something better. It's about milking it until it dies. That's why everything feels worse and that costs more. The system was operated for profit, not people. So next time you see a $10 price tag, it's not going to be $10. It has been 10, 20, 30, 40, or 60% more than the $10 bill. And yeah, this is what I've been telling you guys. It is all these nickel and dimers and all these added fees just adds up. And now when you go out to fancy restaurants or anything else, you're starting to see, oh man, how much is this really going to cost me? And if they'd had a one price menu where it's like, this is $20, tip, everything included, you'd be like, I can't afford that. But it's so quick. Sign here. How much tip do you want to leave? And you're out. And the server's going to wait there, look at it, hoping that you're going to put 20% tip on there, because we trained these people to live off of tips. It is our own doing. And so this is how society works now. It is absolutely crazy. And let me know if you're from a different country and how they do it. I know Switzerland doesn't do it like that. That's why Swiss people probably do not feel like they're getting nickel and dimed. They think it's expensive, but it's not like they're frustrated. They're like, why is everybody nickel and diming me? Because we have not conditioned these people to get nickel and dimed with all these small fees everywhere. And it is just insane. It has to stop. And let me know what you guys think about that. And yeah, thanks for being on my walk with me. And I'll see you guys in the next one. And remember, if you want to be participating in my polls, in my videos, make sure to like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one.